Okay, so I'm going to be your guide through this performance test. I'm telling you now, it is not easy. So if you're sitting there thinking, wow, this is really hard, yes, it is. When I did it myself, it took me 3 hours to get through this. Okay, so I'm not expecting you to get it all in one day. I did multiple strategies, but if you're doing it any quicker than that, you're probably not answering all parts of the question. You're probably not checking your work. Um, and you are possibly just giving up. So I'm going to kind of take you through this. I want to guide you because like I said, it is tough. So I'm going to kind of be your guide. Now, we need a little bit of trust here, okay? I'm not going to be able to get with everybody. You're going to be able to use these videos as a source. So when you are watching these videos, whether it's on the first part, the second part, whatever it is, I need you to show a little bit of integrity. And you need to, when I say pause it and do whatever it is, you need to do those things. Okay, so I'm going to have different parts where I say pause the video, and I expect you to actually pause it before resuming. And I'll tell you what you can do to resume the video. Okay, because I don't want people like you guys could. I know you could just go to the very end, see what the answer is, and write it down. That's not going to help you learn. Okay, it's more about the process than the outcome. Okay, and we're going to go through that. So right now you're tuning in because you might be stuck on part one, and maybe you're right on number one and you get stuck. Well, the first thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you pause the video, and I'm going to have you use cubes for the task you have to do and for question number one. Now, if you don't remember what cubes is, keep this up. Circle the important numbers. Underline the question or the task. Box math action words like how much or each, different things like that. Evaluate the problem. What do you know? What are you going to have to do? And then solve with your strategies, okay? So, pause the video and do that. Okay, so you pause the video, you did your cubes to make sure you're really close reading the problem, okay? Now, we're coming back here, and well, what do we know? We know that Mr. Burton has 32 students in his class, okay? He's also got 512 pencils, okay? Now, he wants to split them up to see how many each kid is going to receive, okay? Now, we want it to be fair. And let's just kind of think about a reasonable answer. We should estimate first. Well, first of all, what are we doing? Are we giving every kid 512 pencils? 32 kids? Are we taking 512 pencils away from 32 kids? What's happening? Okay, so right now, pause the video and evaluate what is this problem asking us to do. Did you pause it? If you didn't, pause it now. If you did, you can keep on listening. Okay, so the problem is asking us, it has this big pile of pencils. Imagine 512 pencils, and there's 32 kids, so we need to split them up equally amongst the kids. Well, let's just think as an estimate. So that's going to be a division problem. Okay, 512 divided by 32, okay, that's going to give us our answer. Well, let's just think, could every kid get at least one pencil? Yeah, that's only going to be 32. Well, could the kids get 10 pencils? So 10 pencils, that's going to be 10 pencils per kid. That's going to be, pause the video, figure out what that is. All right, and we're back. 320 pencils. Well, we have 512 pencils, so kids are going to get at least 10. Let's just double that and see 20 pencils per kid. Pause the video. Figure out how many are going to be total. 640 pencils. So 10 pencils is not enough. 20 is too much. Our answer's got to be somewhere between 10 and 20. Okay, if you get an answer of 1,500, you probably multiplied, and that doesn't make sense with this problem. All right? So, before we get into the strategies, what I want you to do, right underneath number one, is I want you to write your sentence frame for what your answer is going to be. Okay, that's going to keep us in the mindset of what we're aiming to get to. Okay, so for that one, I want you to practice writing those. Now, if you're confused, you can keep watching, but if you know what I mean by writing a sentence frame, it should be basically, if I said, how many pencils will each student receive? That's what we're trying to answer. If you were answering in a complete sentence, what would you say back to me but leave the blank where the answer is going to go? If you know how to do that, pause it and try it. If you don't, you can continue watching. All right, so our final answer will be each student will get blank pencils. Once we do all of our work, we have to come back and we're putting it in here, okay? So now we've set up the problem, okay? So if you're having trouble understanding the problem, now maybe you have a little bit of a sense it's a division problem, all right? The next video is going to be talking about strategies we can use to solve this. All right, thank you.